Hello everyone, I am super excited to have everyone here today to begin to meet my fellow classmates and also to introduce myself. I hope this finds everyone well. I know that the first few weeks of a semester or a quarter can be a little bit overwhelming. I know because this isn't my first rodeo. I myself am a junior here at Drexel, on track to graduate with a BS in Communications hopefully next year. If you'd asked me though 5 years ago, I never would have thought that this is where I'd be. When I found out I was pregnant, I was just 19, and my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, was the same age. And as you can imagine, it was shocking, to say the least. I didn't want to have children, let alone at that moment in my life. I would come to find out, however, that this would be the biggest and the best blessing I think I'd ever receive. And also, it would be the biggest and seemingly never-ending lesson I'd learn. Having a child is close to indescribable. I'd seen people absolutely gush over their kids, and I still see it today, and sometimes I cringe. But no matter that cringe, it's so true. I don't think I'll ever be able to put into words how much I love my son. It's something so overwhelming and all-consuming, it's almost shocking to realize the physical extent to which this sheer love and instinct to protect takes over. I'm not sure if any of you have any kids, but if you do, I don't need to keep droning on. I'm sure you're familiar with the feeling. But amidst all the joy and excitement of raising a new and beautiful family, there was sort of a constant doubt, which is normal for any first-time parent. But what was unusual was the way my son, who was 2 at the time, wouldn't respond to his name 100% of the time, or the way he slowly began to plateau with his speech. Finding out that something is wrong with your child is, again, indescribable. We learned earlier this year that Colton, who's now 3, was on the autism spectrum. He's been diagnosed with a mild ASD, something that isn't expected to hinder his ability to participate in life, and I'm very thankful that he'll be able to experience much of life as a typical child. But I know that other children with the same diagnosis aren't in the same boat. No matter the situation or the diagnosis, parents of children with special needs suffer a common brokenheartedness, one that cannot be helped. It's a remarkably gut-wrenching feeling, one that I don't wish on anyone, yet so many parents experience it. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. In my bones and in my being, I was absolute in knowing I'd done nothing that could have caused this. But you can never fully escape the little voice in your head. Could it have been me? Was it because he was formula fed after only 3 months? Did I let him cry too long? Was it the damn iPad? So many questions and so many scenarios, yet I knew it was just how he was born. Raising a child doesn't come with a manual, and it never will, but you can only ever do your best. My son is now in therapy, both speech and occupational, and he goes to school 2 days a week. Seeing him with his little friends, while saddening because it does force me to notice all of the things he is behind in, also brings me so much joy. There is so much cruelness in life, and the journey of parenthood shouldn't have to be included in this, but all too often it is, in more ways than described here today. And if there's one thing I could change or give to other parents, it would be an ear to listen. While this is something I don't want to make a career out of, it's a huge part of my life and my family, and a similar experience that other families share. I want to be able to create space for those who want or need to share their stories because it's important to talk about. It's necessary both for ourselves and our children.